Good morning, guys. Hello again. The reason I'm sticking to videos is because the connection at home in this room isn't perfect, and I cannot guarantee that I'm going to be connected all the time to answer your questions. So I thought I'll do it on the video, and I'll still hopefully be available online to solve any questions you may have on the spot. But the explanation for now, I think is better and is safer for everyone if I do it here. I'm set up at home with a board because I am like that. So here we go. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Some of you did really good work last week on Interquartile Range and finding quartils. That was fantastic. Some of you did not work whatsoever. Your choice. See what happens, and we take it from here. So today we're going to be talking about cumulative frequency graphs. Okay, so this is the situation where you have a grouped data table, and we're going to represent that on a type of graph. Okay, so the example I've got here, and this is matching the PowerPoint presentation that I will make available on Classroom as well, so you've got that to go to help you with, so you can watch the video and the presentation simultaneously if you can do that, or just use it as a reference. But anyway, here we go. Here I've got the amount of people that were late I don't know, to work or whatever. So the way to read the table is that there were 5 people that were 0 to 10 minutes late. Now remember, do we know exactly how many minutes late these 5 people were? No. All we know is that they were between 0 and 10 minutes late. So maybe all of them arrived on time, maybe all of them were 5 minutes late, or a mixture of that. 8 people were 10 to 20 minutes late, 22 people were 20 to 30 minutes late, etc, etc, etc. Okay, so if they ask me to draw a cumulative frequency graph, the first thing I need to do is to find the cumulative frequency. Now the cumulative frequency is just a fancy name for running total. So how many people were between 0 and 10 minutes late? 5. Now comes the tricky bit. How many people were between 0 and 20 minutes late? Well, this 5 plus this 8. Here is how many people were between 0 and 30 minutes late. Well, this 5 plus this 8 plus this 22, I make that 35. How many people were between 0 and 40 minutes late? All of those together. So that's 47, 55, 60. So we know we have 60 people in total. Then, to draw the cumulative frequency graph, you're going to do it much neater than me on square paper. I've just got the whiteboard here, there's nothing else I can do. So you're going to draw yourself a nice pair of axes, like so, and what you're going to plot is cumulative frequency always goes on the y-axis, okay? So your cumulative frequency always goes on the y-axis, and here is whatever we're measuring, which is minutes late. So let's call it time for t. And we need to plot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Okay. Now we're going to plot these numbers, the cumulative frequency, and here we're always going to use the highest value of each category to plot the points. So I've got 5 people, so I'm going to go up 5, but I'm going to put it on the 10. So my first point would be 10 across, 5 up. Okay? So that would be a 5. You need to scale your axis properly and take it from there. The next point would be 8 up, 20 across. So if 20 is here, the next point is going to be 8 across. Then I've got 35 up and 30 across. So if 30 is here, I need to go 35 up, so that's going to be a lot higher, so somewhere there. Then it's 47 up, 40 across, so 40 across, 47 up, maybe somewhere there. Then I've got 55 up, 50 across, so that's 50 across, that's going to be 55 up, and the last point is 60 up, 60 across. So if that's 60, that'll be 60 somewhere there. And once you've got those points plotted and in your book, in your paper, it's going to look a lot nicer than mine. You do not join them with straight lines. You need to join those points with a smooth curve. So in your best art style, you are going to join those points with a curve, not straight lines, with a curve, and it always should look like that sort of S curve, okay? It should always look like an S curve. Now, one thing to bear in mind that tends to cost people points in the exam. That line, so the beginning bit of the line, you can either leave it there or you can bring it down to the lowest value of the first category. In my case, anyway, something like that. In my case, it's a 0. In some cases, your lowest category may start at 20 or 30, in which case you can only bring down your curve to the 20 or the 30, not to the 0, okay? That would be wrong, so you need to be careful with that. Once we've plotted the cumulative frequency, a typical follow-on question is to find an estimate for the median and an estimate for the lower quartile and an estimate for the upper quartile, okay? So here, because we're simply estimating, because we have grouped data, we do not need to bother with the n+1 divided by 2 for the median, okay? Here, to find the median, what am I going to write? I am going to write, so here, let's write it here. The median is just going to be total divided by 2. So total divided by 2, I have 60 people, divided by 2, that's 30. So that's going to be the median point, is person number 30. Person number 30 in my cumulative frequency, hopefully it'll be somewhere there. And you need to show this in the exam. You need to show how you take your reading. So you go across to your cumulative frequency graph, and then you go down. And whatever reading you take from there, that is your median value, okay? Median point is 30, that is your median value. To find the lower quartile is going to be total divided by 4. So in my case, it's 60 divided by 4, 15. So that's the median, the lower quartile point is person number 15. So in my graph, I will go to 15, hopefully somewhere there, and I will do the same. I will take a reading, and that value down there would be my lower quartile, okay? And the upper quartile is going to be 3/4 of the total, so I need to, so the upper quartile is 3 times the total divided by 4. Sorry for the handwriting. 3 times the total divided by 4 is going to be 3 times 60 divided by 4, 45. So the upper quartile is going to, I should find some way to keep these, okay, much better. 45, so I'm looking for person number 45, which would be somewhere here. That would be person 45, so take my reading across, then down there, and that value there would be my upper quartile value. And then to find the interquartile range, if you remember from last lesson, is just your upper quartile value take away the lower quartile value. Okay, so as you can see, not complicated. All we are doing is, first of all, find your running total, okay, and then you're going to plot points on the graph by using the maximum value of each category, which goes on the x-axis, and you plot the cumulative frequency on the y-axis. You should get an S-shaped curve. Check out the presentation that I've put, because it will have a much nicer picture, a much nicer diagram. It will be a lot more clear. And once you've got that, you're going to find the median, the lower quartile, and the upper quartile. Because we are estimating, because we don't have the actual observations, to find the median, we simply take the total and divide by 2 to find the median point. There's no need to do total plus 1 divided by 2, just total divided by 2. Lower quartile is total divided by 4. That gives you the lower quartile point. You take your reading, that's your lower quartile. Find the upper quartile, 3/4 of the total, 3 times the total divided by 4. That gives you the upper quartile point. Take a reading, that's my upper quartile. Interquartile range, remember, upper quartile, take away lower quartile. That's it, that's cumulative frequency diagrams. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully the presentation is going to help you as well. And now all you have to do is get on with the work. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. I will try to be available online, connection permitting. Hope you have a good day. I hope it all goes fine. Please let me know if you've got any issues. Take care, wash your hands. I'll see you soon. Bye.